Hello there everybody, and welcome to the Entertainment Headquarters, your headquarters where we talk all things entertainment, movies, television, news, reviews and more. And welcome to 2024. And you know, it's started for me in an interesting way. One, I was ill at the beginning of the year, bad back, bed bound, lying on the settee, lying in bed, trying not to, scream in agony. And then of course I developed a cold. So it didn't start with the best intentions for me, but what's kept me going is that I've had the pleasure of watching a couple of television programs that really caught my eye, and I was pleasantly surprised. Now the first one is Echo, which I've done my review for, which is on the channel, which was, a spin-off from the MCU, a spin-off from the Hawkeye series. It had a perfect blend of all of the things we love from the MCU, great characters, great action, but then it mixed in the groundedness and the grittiness of the Netflix shows like Daredevil, which it also has a connection to. Now the next show that I got the pleasure of watching was called The Brother's Son. Now The Brother's Son for me was a pleasant surprise for a number of reasons, and it caught me eye for a number of reasons as well. Number one, when I seen glimmers of the trailer, it had vibes of 80s and 90s action comedy, which I love. Things like Beverly Hills Cop, Lethal Weapon, but it also had throwbacks of the likes of the old school kung fu action films that I enjoyed. And so to get into it, let's have a look at the cast and let's have a look at the plot synopsis. So it has, first of all, it has Michelle Yeoh as Mama's son, Justin Chen as Charles' son. Then it has Samson Lee as Bruce's son. They're the three main characters you follow throughout the show. It then has a great supporting cast, and some of these names I'm not even going to mention because I'll end up butchering them, so I might just do the characters' names. You have the actor June Lee, who plays TK, Heidi Kuhn, who plays Alexis, Alice Huken, who plays June, Jenny Yang, who plays Zing, Mandy Hugh, who plays Grace, and then you have Johnny Q, who plays Big Son, who's the father. And you have a handful of other interesting characters. Oh, this character I need to mention. The actor, John Q. Zane, who plays Blood Boots, who is just a good character in this. So they're the characters. The show was created by Brad Falkirk, Amy Wang and Byron Wu. And the plot synopsis is: follows Charlie's son, a Taipei gangster who settled into his life as a ruthless killer, but must go to LA to protect his mother and young brother after his father was shot by a mysterious assassin. So it does literally start with a bang, this show. Like most shows, they always have a first episode that has an interesting start that grabs you to want you to stay with it and to gravitate to watch the show from start to end. And this show is no exception. You see Charlie, son, he's sitting in the kitchen, he's baking something in this luxury apartment, when suddenly, assassins break in and are attempting to kill him, and it turns out it's all a plot to lure his father, who is the head of this gangster organization, part of the triads. He's like one of the triad leaders. It's all a plot to lure him out, so then he unfortunately meets his end, and his dying words are, "I need you to go and protect your family." And that's when he comes to Los Angeles to then defend and protect his mother and his younger brother, who he has got no relationship with. Because when Michelle Yeoh's character, Mama Sung, was younger and he was climbing the ranks, for safety, he decided to send her to LA with the younger brother and keep the older brother with him, so they were kept separate, and one would be with him and one would be with her. And this show is a mixture, like I say, of great martial arts, kung fu action, family drama in abundance, and it also has humour that either hits the mark or doesn't hit the mark. But I thoroughly was addicted and followed it from start to end because I wanted to see the outcome of this overall story, which has so many mini twists and turns, and different characters show up, and there's characters that you think are one way, then things are altered and they turn out to be something entirely what you did not expect them to be. So yes, there's a lot of twists and turns with the action and the overall story, which is him when he gets to LA, he's trying to protect his mother and protect his brother, but then because he's never bonded or had any serious relationship with them, he's attempting to lower the walls down but also still be the strong, stern character. And Justin Chen pulls it off fantastically as Charles' son. He does. He really, you kind of empathise with him because he's in this dark world that he's been thrusted in since being young, where the other brother, Bruce, is the complete opposite. Bruce is so naive, he's like goofy, he's geeky, he wants to be a comedian, he has no idea about this dark underworld that the brother is a part of. And then Michelle Yeoh is absolutely brilliant as the strong mother who has, she seems hard on the surface, but everything she is doing, she's doing with love, and it thoroughly comes through. And the dynamic in the relationship and all of the family drama works perfectly within the story of him coming over from Taipei to protect them. But like I say, there's twists and turns and the elements that reveal themselves that really make you want to continue to watch the show. As for the action, this has, I think, better action in it for me personally than Echo. Echo was very grounded and serious. With this, it's trying to be light-hearted, but it's trying to be light-hearted, but at the same time, technical fucking shit happening there. Anyway, it's trying to be serious. It's trying to be light-hearted, with the family dynamic, but then at the same time, because he comes from this dark world of the triads and all of that, when it gets serious fast. And the action, the kung fu sequences remind me so much of classic films and classic shows from the past, and it's very well choreographed, if I can say that, choreographed. and it's well placed and it's well executed and it's so believable and convincing, and I thoroughly enjoyed the action sequences and the overall story of this family drama mixed in. It really is a show that educates you as well, because you're learning the American Asian cultures, about traditions, about the triads, about their family values and their ways and stuff like that. And it's a great way of educating yourself and learning new things. The set pieces in this, especially when you go to Taipei, there is elements where you go back there, and you see the traditions, the cultures and their ways, and all of the, the familyness and the ruthlessness. There's a lot of control and ruthlessness involved in this. Outside of the main three characters, my favourite characters was Blood Shoes. He was hilarious, and he is a character that kind of helps along, and he's in the middle, he's at the end, sorry, he's in the beginning, he's in the middle, and he helps, bring them together, these three particular characters, in a certain way. Michelle Yeoh, she's a legendary actress. There's not much I can say other than, she started off in Malaysia as Miss Malaysia when she was a young girl. She wanted to be a ballet dancer, and she trained and she worked hard, and then she ended up getting involved in the film industry, and next thing you know, she's in a movie with Jackie Chan, and she became one of the top female action stars in martial artists, and she's been in so much amazing work, and she's been climbing the ranks for years, earning the respect she deserves, and then she finally got that in winning the Oscar for Everything Everywhere All at Once, and now this is her time, and she's well deserved, and everything she touches, I believe she touches with greatness. Any role she's given, she puts her heart and soul into, and when she plays Mama Sun, you really feel, you really have a connection to her, as in the beginning of being this very strict, protective, overbearing, mother, but when she starts to lower her guard and letting herself soften up, you do see the reasons behind her behaviour and how she is the way she is. Like I said, with Justin Chen and Charles Sun, he's somebody that grew up in this dark underworld. It was thrusted upon him, it wasn't really his choice, and you then have to see how he's now interacting with his brother and his mother, who he's never seen for years, and seeing the life that they're leading to the life that he leads. There's two different, shades there. There's the dark and there's the light. And he's now seeing what his life potentially could be if he wasn't in that underworld. And then you have Bruce's son, who has no idea about any of this history, any of this past, about his father, about the triads, and now he's got people trying to kill him and trying to just undercover this mystery of why people are trying to harm his family. At the same time, it's overwhelming for him, and it also toughens him up. He has to toughen up to really survive in the situation he's in. So, thoroughly enjoyed this show. I love the family dynamics. I loved the action sequences and the well choreographed. They have finally fucking said the word. I can finally see it. The choreographed action sequence with the amazing kung fu mixed in. I can't even speak. And then, of course, the actors all delivered perfectly in the jobs that they were, in the roles that they were given. Um, yeah, really enjoyed the show. I thought the creators have done a brilliant job. How the show ends, it could be seen as a one and done, or could lead to a second season, which most shows of this nature do have an open ending. I personally would like to see a second season of The Brother's Son, because it'd be nice to see where these characters are taken next, and see if there's any other twists and turns that develop, things that we still haven't discovered from the characters and from the family dynamic. Is there, other secrets pertaining to the family, because this is all about family mixed in with the underworld. And the way this ends with Michelle Yeoh's character, it really sets her on a totally different path. And then it also, you see Justin Chen's character, Charles' son, he gets a bit of peace in his life. As for Bruce, with his character, his is open-ended. He could go in any direction from this point on. But I was really pleased from start, middle and end, and how this show was. Like I said, the dynamics between each family member was fantastic. The educational aspects of, learning more about traditions, values, and, other cultural elements from Asian Americans was fantastic. And yeah, 100% delivered and gave me throwbacks of classic 80s and 90s action films and shows with the humour and, just the overall feel. It gives you that feel from things that I enjoyed when I was a lot younger and that are still out there. And that's what I thoroughly took away from this. If I had to rate Brother's Son, I would probably rate this 8 out of 10. I thought this for me was better than Echo in some parts. Echo I enjoyed, but with Echo I feel as if it could have had a little bit more to it. In the ending and the end climax of that show didn't deliver in the way that I hoped it would. I would say episode 1, episode 5 and episode 6 of The Brother's Son is just action packed. There's a long massive sequence when all of the triad leaders, I'll not tell you why, but there's a scene with triad leaders meeting and there's an all-out battle goes on, and that's in the 6th episode, and that for me was just outstanding. There was kung fu, there was guns, there was knives, there was bombs, there was all sorts going on. So that left me with a bigger happy surprise, where Echo kind of ended on a bit of a quiet note, where this ended with a bang, and I was more invested to see the outcome of these 3 members of the Son family than what ended up happening within the ending of Echo, which both have ended, like I say, with an open ending. It can go into a sequel series if it chooses, or you can take it for what it is. But this is a show that I would probably return to once in a while, just for the action alone. Just to see Michelle Yeoh, just to see Charlie Young do his thing. But yes, definitely earned an 8 out of 10. The Brother's Son, available now on Netflix. The creators did a fantastic job with this. They obviously are a fan of, the mixed martial arts. They are a fan of like all the classics, and they've done the education and they've done the research to make, for me, quite a solid show. And so I hope this isn't the last that we see of The Brother's Son, but if it is, well done, you did a fantastic job. Let me know what you thought of The Brother's Son if you've seen it. Let me know if you have seen it or what you think of it. Did you like it? Did you not like it? What did you think of the characters? Is there any show similar to The Brother Son that you could recommend? Let me know, because I'd like to know, and I like to watch good action television. There's so much out there. There's an abundance on Netflix, Prime, Disney, all sorts. And if they've got any suggestions of shows similar to this that you think I would like to watch, let me know down below. But until then, if you haven't seen me review for Echo, check it out. Let me know what you think of this review, and we'll see what's next in the pipeline for entertainment, television, movies, you name it. But until then, I'll see us all at the next one.